Welcome to Vanguard News. I'm Jake Cantrell.
I'm Erica Blanton, and here's today's top stories.
A fire alarm that went off in the Nesby building caused all students and faculty to evacuate the building yesterday. Our reporter August Lynch was there as the situation unfolded to see if it was a false alarm.
This is August Lynch reporting live for the Vanguard News. We're here at the Nesbitt building on the Gainesville campus, and just moments ago, students were evacuated from the building due to a fire alarm that just sounded. Officer Rusty Myers from the UNG police spoke to us. Here's the story.
I don't know if it was bad, don't know what set it off, but the room that the smoke detector was in was checked and there was no smoke. So it could be a bad smoke detector, or it could be some dust sometimes, or a spider web or something. Those things are finicky. But luckily it was a false alarm, and that's what we like.
The fire alarm that went off around 2:30 in the afternoon was located in the Cleveland ballroom. Students were waiting outside until officials could scope out the building and be given the okay to come back inside.
I was in my office working on my book, and I heard the alarm go off, and we came outside, and I just saw a fire truck go by, and some police were going in earlier. It seems like we're going back in the building though now.
I was in my World Lit class when the alarm went off, and I was waiting down there for about like 20 minutes.
After a 20-minute safety check, students were allowed back into the building, and classes resumed as normal. This is August Lynch, Vanguard News.
Nighthawks Way opened earlier this month with the promise of helping traffic and adding convenience when navigating campus. But in the weeks since the road was opened, the most noticeable additions have been confusion and parking tickets.
UNG opened this new road, Nighthawks Way, last Monday, allowing students to travel down the road, hoping to alleviate traffic, but also giving way for 16 new parking spaces for students comfortable parallel parking. Georgia law requires that drivers park with the flow of traffic, such as this car, but those who park against the flow of traffic, like this car, might be surprised to find a parking ticket on their windshield at the end of the day.
This is what the law reads. It's Chapter 40, Section 6200, Georgia State Law. And what it says except as otherwise provided in this code section, every vehicle stopped or parked upon a two-way roadway shall be stopped or parked with the right-hand wheels parallel to and within 12 inches of the right-hand curb, or as close as practical to the right edge of the right-hand shoulder. So basically, your right wheels have to be up against the right curb on a two-way road. If you're parking along a two-way road, your right wheels have to be up against the right curb. So if you're parking the opposite way and towards travel, your wheels would be on the left side where they're not supposed to be. The speed limit out here is 20 miles an hour. So yeah, that's a low speed, but that's not to say that everybody's going to go 20 miles an hour. So if you're parked in the wrong direction and you were to pull out, and let's say somebody was speeding, if you were to pull out, it could be a head-on collision.
But the problem for students isn't the law itself, but rather just knowing that the law exists.
I don't really have a big history of parallel parking. I'm pretty sure the only time I've parallel parked was for my driver's test. And a lot of students from rural areas probably have the same problem. So I wasn't aware of the state law that you have to park within the flow of traffic.
I've been driving for 15 years. I didn't know that was a thing. I'm trying to appeal it.
So I went up to parking services and I recommended that they put a sign there or something, because a lot of these students probably aren't aware of that law. They probably don't parallel park in their daily lives.
They're actually trying to get the one-way signs. They're ordered. They're coming in. They haven't put them out yet.
The new signs went up on Tuesday, 2 weeks since the road was opened.
The only place that we've enforced that actual is on Campus Drive, and that's where they have the one-way signs on Campus Drive up there. There hasn't been a single, state traffic citation that's come across my desk that has been over here on the new road.
Are people getting tickets for that now, or
no, not currently?
Okay?
Only on the road in front of where the flagpoles are.
A different member of parking services assured me that only warnings were being given until the signs went up. However, we found that not to be true.
Well, it definitely, I've gotten a warning ticket before, because you'll get the warning ticket sometimes the first couple weeks of class, and this definitely wasn't a warning ticket. This was $15, hold on your account, $25 after, 5 or 7 days, I forget.
And they cited me for parking against the flow of traffic. I appealed the same day I got the ticket, which was 2 days ago, and I haven't heard anything back, which is kind of inconvenient because if you pay on the first day of the ticket, it's $15. But after 24 hours, it's $25. So if my appeal doesn't go through, it's going to be more expensive.
I requested citation information from UNG Parking Services, but still haven't received a response. In the meantime, students are still frustrated with the parallel parking situation.
If you're leaving this direction and coming from this direction, you have to come in, you have to find a spot to turn around, and then you have to park. It kind of seems a little bit of a flawed design there.
Whenever I do come, I have to do a whole U-turn over there and come back over here.
I see. Okay.
But that risk, me might have lost that one parking spot.
Parking has always been a problem, so when you see an open spot, you get it. Time is really valuable, especially to senior students who have everything on their plates. So I saw a parking spot and I got it, but I also got a ticket.
I'm hoping that they do something kind of executive-wise, because I know a lot of students got tickets for this, and a lot didn't know why they got their tickets initially.
Jake Cantrell, Vanguard News. Our weekly feature of the art sculptures around the Gainesville campus is coming to an end. These pieces were curated by UNG's Department of Visual Arts by artists who are from or reside in Appalachian states. Here's Sarah Underwood with more information.
The untitled piece stands 10 feet tall outside of the John Harrison Hush Library on UNG Gainesville. This sculpture is the second of John Wesley Stewart on campus, and his piece, The Creature, is featured in front of the Martha T. Nesbitt building. Stewart is from Georgia and says, "I'm inspired by street art and video games. My work contains similar qualities that are shown through the combination of strong lines, gestural energy, and layers of bold colors on planar shapes." I'm Sarah Underwood, Vanguard News.
For this upcoming election day, many voting polls have already been accepting early voters across the U.S. Our reporter, August Lynch, took to the UNG campus to talk to some of these young voters.
Honestly, with this election, I just am voting because I can. I don't really have an objective because I don't feel strongly about either candidate. I'm just kind of voting because I am able to. And
I have heard everywhere on the media that, voting definitely, your vote matters, you have to vote. And honestly, I've been starting to believe that more and more, especially with recent elections and whatnot. And that's the reason why I've been trying to look to vote. And it does feel nice that I'm able to vote now. So that's another reason, but I wouldn't call it my main reason. My main reason would be because I feel like I would have an actual, matter to the election.
Well, I'm not planning on voting, but it's because I'm not a citizen. I'm a resident, so I can't.
Well, now it's more about my future. I'm more concerned about my future and my future's children's. I guess, where are we going as people? I'm an adult now, I'm paying bills, I'm doing stuff, so it's more about that than it is just voting to vote.
The Forsyth County Fair has invaded downtown Cumming and will fill the streets with fairgoers for the next 10 days. Parents can catch a break with this year's deal on unlimited rides for $20 to $30, allowing riders to pay a blanket fee to enjoy the rides. We sent our reporter, Sarah Underwood, to check it out.
The 23rd annual Cumming Country Fair has a lot to offer, from rides, carnival games, delicious greasy food, and local vendors. The fair opened on October 4th and will stay until October 14th for residents of Forsyth and surrounding counties to enjoy the fun. The fair is great for all ages. There's a free petting zoo for the whole family, carnival rides, and shopping for mom and dad.
We are from Jasper, so we want to get home a little bit more than normal, than we normally have been. So we want to get over here and check out Cumming, and so far this place has been great. So we've sold good, we've done a lot of beards.
The fair is a tradition for many families here in Forsyth County, and some residents have enjoyed the annual festival for over 20 years.
I've actually been coming to the Cumming Country Fair since I was born. I was born just outside of Cumming, and my parents used to take me to the fair when it was even in the Kroger parking lot before they had the fairgrounds. So a long, long time.
So make sure you stop by the country fair for the town favorite, John's homemade ice cream, and win yourself a prize. I'm Sarah Underwood, Vanguard News.
The Southern Brewing Company in Athens hosts several events throughout the year, including the Cars and Coffee event, which brings many car lovers together. Our reporter, Marina Montero, went to the event this past Saturday to find out more. Here's the story.
I'm here in Athens at the Southern Brewing Company, where they're hosting their Cars and Coffee event. There's cars of all types, modern and vintage, and it's just a cool event to stay on a Saturday afternoon. It's very sunny today, which is great, and it's very warm too. But let's see what this event is all about. The Southern Brewing Company, located in East Athens, is a local brewery that hosts the Cars and Coffee event every other month. The event is open to the public, and it is kid and dog friendly. The Cars and Coffee event takes place at local Athens coffee shops and breweries, and it is known for bringing the car community together.
I try and break out either one of my cars and make it out every time. It's definitely a lot of fun to get together and hang out with people that have some interests.
According to visitors, it is a great way to see the evolution of cars because you can see cars from all different ages. What's your favorite thing about participating in this event?
The camaraderie, walking around, learning new things, looking under hoods. Yeah, just checking out what somebody else has done. Yeah.
Seeing where cars have come from and where they're going.
BMWs, Alfa Romeos, and Jaguars are just a few of the cars spotted at this week's event. The Southern Brewing Company was established in 2015, and according to the owner, Brian Roth, it was built to create community space where people could host their events without worrying about security or cost.
We're on 15 acres. We developed about 7, but there's 8 acres on that side that are wooded. And the goal on that side too was to try and build a community space where people could come out here and not pay to have their event and just kind of enjoy the day without having to hire security or shut down roads or do anything else.
In Athens, I'm Marina Montero, Vanguard News.
What better way to kick off the fall season than with an event that requires you to eat some of the best chili? We sent our reporter Joy Holmes to check out the Atlanta Chili Cook-Off at Brookhaven Park, where people enjoyed the first cool weekend of fall and some warm taste testings.
Another year down, and the Brookhaven Park is hosting the 7th annual Atlanta Chili Cook-Off. You can expect to see over 50 different chili vendors here. I've been handed chili left and right, as well as a few different margaritas. It's both a kid-friendly and dog-friendly event, so you can expect to see some live music and different sorts of entertainment. Hundreds of hungry people traveled near and far for this year's Atlanta Chili Cook-Off. And with silver spoons in hand, they were ready to judge who they thought qualified as the competition's best chili.
Actually, this is my first chili cook-off that I've ever been to, so I just like the fact that I can just go and taste what I want, whoever I want, and be able to, see what kind of different chilies. I didn't realize there were so many different kind of chilies.
Vendors' chilies ranged from hearty, sweet, spicy, and even vegetarian. But the cook-off is more than just a chili event. People could also have a taste at some of the best stews around. I spoke to one local whose son entered his famous Brunswick stew following an old family recipe. He claims that it's the best stew you'll ever taste. Awesome. So what's the secret to your mom's Brunswick stew?
It's not too hot, and it's got a lot of taste, and it's cooked a long time.
One thing all of the people at the park had in common was their love for food, and especially their love for chili. It gave people an instant connection, which turned the cook-off event into a social event. And for the kids, they too had their chance to socialize at the cook-off's multiple bounce houses.
My favorite part about the event so far is how social everyone is. I'm able to come down. I'm actually from North Carolina, so I'm actually able to come down and socialize with people as if I already knew them.
From family recipes to restaurants and even farm to table, the event had quite the variety. The only chili not found was the kind out of a can. This was vendor Jim Solsona's first time entering the competition, but his recipe was a big hit. He has gained recognition in the past for his chili, and perhaps it's his homegrown ingredients that sets his chili apart. His booth theme was chili peppers, which is his specialty and the fruits you'll find in his garden at home.
You have to remember that chili varies from year to year, even if you're using the exact same recipe, because the peppers themselves vary from year to year, even locale to locale. So if you use the exact same recipe, it might still taste different than it did the last time you made it. So at the end, you still have to, taste it and adjust to taste because you're never sure exactly how it's going to come out. But hopefully you're pretty close so that you can sort of push it into the right direction.
So I see that chili peppers are kind of your theme here. So did
Absolutely.
you do this just for the festival or?
Just for the competition.
Very nice.
That's it. Yep.
All right, Jim. Well, let's take a look at this chili.
There's not much left, as you can see.
Where do you find pots this big?
Oh yeah, you get them at restaurant supply companies. As you can see.
Smells so good.
Yes.
I wish smell-o-vision. I wish it was a thing because you
Smell-o-vision.
guys would be loving this. It smells so good.
Pete Zernheld is a two-time champion for his infamous recipe, but this year Kaleidoscope took the win for People's Choice. Zernheld's brand didn't walk away empty-handed, taking home the most enthusiastic chili vendors at the event.
All right, Pete, so can you tell me a little bit about this gong here?
Well, if you vote for us for the amateur competition People's Choice, you get to bang the gong.
If you didn't make it to this year's Chili Cook-Off, be on the lookout for Brookhaven's 8th annual event in 2019. In Atlanta, I'm Joy Holmes, Vanguard News.
Congratulations go out from all of us at the Vanguard to Prince Harry and Duchess Meghan Markle for her recent pregnancy announcement. Reporter Lauren Hunter spoke to UNG students around campus to catch their reaction to the royal news.
My reaction to the news that Meghan Markle was pregnant is I think that's great and that's super exciting, and that baby is going to be super famous. It already is, so that's awesome.
I heard rumors that she was pregnant, but I didn't know if it was true until like the day that I did hear it, and I was like, oh, okay. My reaction was that it was a bit fast, considering they just got married, which makes me have some of my own theories about that.
I was super happy for them because I know like in interviews, Prince Harry has talked about he wanted kids from a young age, and they just seem like a happy couple.
I thought it was really soon, but maybe that's just how it works with them over there. I'm not sure, but I thought it was really soon, but congratulations to them. Be cute.
Thank you for tuning in to Vanguard News. I'm Erica Blanton.
And I'm Jay Cantrell. We'll see you next week.